You don't want a piece of these streets. It'll make you go bye-bye. You think you're hot but you don't want this heat. It'll make the helicopters fly by.
Top one of you, creative visionary, and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. So, yesterday I started this topic on missing your family, missing the people that you knew as family. I started on this topic. So what I would love for you to do, if you haven't watched that video, please go here, watch that video. It's going to really inform this video that we are talking about today. I hope the sun just makes it. I am so thankful for the sun, but I recognize that God is in control. I am not. This is a humbling experience. I am humbled by life. I am humbled by the intelligence of the universe. Even though, as much as I can say, I know it all, I got this, I am humbled. Truly, I am humbled. Because every time I'm like, okay, gotta figure it out now. The sun will just move and go this side and this side. And then my editing is just like, but I am just damn humbled. I am humbled. Humbled. This is how we need to live. In a state of humility, recognizing that of myself, I can do nothing. It is through the power of the living God through me that I am alive. Of myself, I cannot breathe. It is the intelligence, the wisdom of this infinite thing called God. I am humbled. I'm humbled. I'm humbled. Okay, so I want to talk about missing your family. So I started off yesterday's video on that topic, the subject of missing your family. And then I went into the self-blame, right? So now I want to actually talk about missing your family. I want to really ask you, what are you missing? Because honestly, when I've thought about it, I'm like, I really miss my mom. I really miss my dad. Like there's times where I just cry. I cry. But when I sit back and really analyze, what am I missing? A programming of being self-blamed, a programming of feeling worthless, a programming of feeling unloved and feeling not enough and having to grovel for attention, grovel for love and validation and recognition, have to give. What am I missing? What am I missing? I've had to sit with this idea for 7 years. Every time, this is why I say the guilt is going to get you. The guilt is going to get you. Especially when you go out, become estranged, the guilt is going to get you. Especially when you go low contact or no contact, the guilt is going to get you. It is the guilt that will get you hoovered back in and out, in and out, in and out. It is the guilt that is going to get you. But last week's videos, I shared that please sit with your guilt. Sit with it and start questioning the guilt. What is it that I'm really missing? I'm missing being hoovered. Okay, so that I could go back and be abused. Okay. How much self-love is this? Do I even know what self-love means? Wow. You can go down a rabbit hole with these questionings. Honestly, you can go down a rabbit hole because once I start sitting and just start asking myself the question, okay, but what is it that I'm missing? Okay, these nice people have never called me. They never congratulate me when something great happens in my life. They really don't care. They attack me. They speak bad about me. They create smear campaign. What am I really missing here? And this is for all people in narcissistic relationships. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about all of us. What are you missing? The programming, the hit. On a physical level, you get a hit every time they abuse. It's like a drug. It's like a drug. We're all drugged up, you know. This is why I don't shame people who are down and out with drugs, because I was an addict too. Addicted to pain. We're all addicted to pain. We're addicted to being abused because this is the programming we have. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you pathetic. You're just an addict. And the only way to get out of this addiction is to ask yourself, what am I addicted? What am I missing? In our brain, the brain creates neurosynapses. And when a neurosynapse is formed, it will just continue firing, and it will tell the body from the unconscious, subconscious mind, tell the body how to react. So when you feel that guilt and you're like, oh, maybe I should go back. I'm such a bad person. Honestly, I'm a bad person. And the self-blame comes. That's just a program. It's a program. Because honestly, when you could just sit with yourself long enough, just long enough and say, okay, I've been estranged for 2 months. I've been low contact for 1 month, 30 days. And just ask yourself, when the guilt shows up, when the self-blame shows up, and say, like, what am I missing? I miss, yes, the good times. That's why it's so difficult to get out of these relationships. I miss the times where they somewhat paid attention, where they somewhat pretended as if they cared. I miss those times. But 90% of the time it was rot. Or 80% of the time it was rot. Or 70% of the time, or 60%, whatever your story is. Validate yourself. Validate what you feel. We gaslight ourselves so much. Yeah, but it was good. Maybe, we'd have good days. Okay, but like when it was bad, it was really, really bad. So what is it that you're really missing? When you can just start asking yourself these small little questions, what is it that I'm really missing? And just be quiet. Just take out a notepad and sit there with that guilt and the shame and the self-blame and that sadness and that loneliness and that toxic shame, and just sit with it and say, but like, what am I really missing? Do I miss being spoken to as if I am nothing, dehumanized? Am I missing people disrespecting me? So that means I don't fundamentally believe that I deserve to be respected. Oh, it starts unraveling after that. Do I miss people just showing up at my house and just yelling? I've seen people on the forum say this. My mother just showed up at my house and started ranting. My mother is turning my children against me. I didn't actually, I don't know, I was in cognitive dissonance, but honestly, I took out 2 weeks ago, I took out my previous client roster, like all of my clients, because every time I would do a coaching call with someone, I would make notes after the coaching call so that I could keep track of their progress, keep track of their story and how their story was unfolding. And most of, I would say 90% of my clients that came to me, it was the same challenges that I was having, but I just couldn't see it because I could see it and I could acknowledge it, but because I'd been to therapy, I wasn't willing to acknowledge the deeper layers of the pain that I hadn't even acknowledged. And don't allow people to gaslight you. Don't allow people to invalidate your pain. Don't allow people, because there's so many people here on planet Earth that are checked out. You're not depressed. Just get a job. Just keep moving. Validate your own pain. Everything that is coming through you is valid. It's yours. Validate it. Doesn't matter what anybody says. You have lived through the pain. They have not. They have lived through their own trauma and their own pain. You have lived yours. Let them work on their own stuff and you work on your own stuff. Don't let people rush you through this process. Do not let people rush you through your healing process, because people like to rush. Are you healed now? Are you healed now? What has that got to do with you? My healing journey is my healing journey. I give you permission to say this. My healing journey is my healing journey. Why are you rushing me? You have no idea what I have lived through. Say this to people. But you should be over it right now. Why are you not over it? Why is it your business that I'm not over it? Ask people these questions. If you are willing to ask yourself these questions, ask people these questions. What has it got to do with you? And it's usually people who have not even begun to understand that they are traumatized. Because trauma can make you disassociate. And if you are and if these people are victims and villains, they don't actually want to deal with the trauma that they've lived through. They just want to impress the world outside here with their accolades and their achievements and their this and this and this, but they are dysfunctional. They are dysfunctional. You do not want to die and come back into this lifetime and live this hell again. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu. God does not die. Even if you're atheist, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You are coming back. You are coming back. Maybe some souls are not going to come back. Who knows? But if you are a visionary, you're a chosen one, you're being the scapegoat of your family, you're an INFJ, you're definitely coming back. Unless you make the contract to not come back. But honestly, you're coming back. Do you want to come back into pain? Or do you want to come back into an experience of joy? Pain is life. Life is pain. You came through your mother's womb through pain. But suffering is truly just optional. You don't actually have to suffer forever. And the way to do it, to not avoid suffering, but to transcend, that's the perfect word, transcend suffering is question. What am I really missing? And it's valid to say, I really miss them. I really love my mom. I will always love my dad. But I knew there was a point in my life where I knew I was like, this is not going to work for me. It cannot, because I will not die and have to repeat the cycle so that they can be happy, because they are never happy. Because you can only find joy through working on yourself, through looking at your trauma. This is the only path to joy. Looking at the narcissistic abuse you've been through and say, but that was some messed up stuff. I can't believe that I lived through that. Oh, I forgive myself. And then forgive God. God, why did you allow these souls to be here on planet Earth to go around abusing us and abusing us? Why, God? Why? Why did you allow this to happen? You are allowed to get so violently angry with God because God is going to then show you, and through God's mercy and God's grace and God's healing, to show you, baby girl, you are more than this. You chose to come into this life experience so you can experience this, so that you can evolve and grow and learn that I am more than this. Because I am the face of divinity. I am more than this. Handsome boy, you came into this life experience as a visionary and your mother was beating you up and down. Your mother was cracking your head with metal steels and punching you out and left you, and so that you can remember that I can never be abandoned. God will never abandon itself as me. But I don't believe in God. I am an atheist. Has life ever abandoned you? If life abandoned you, you wouldn't be breathing right now. Life cannot abandon you. Life provides water for you to drink so that you can nourish your body. Life provides the earth for you to walk on here on planet Earth so you can be stable and continue with your mission and fulfill your purpose. Life provides you with the oxygen so you can breathe. Life provides you with the sun so you can have vitamin D and get out of your depressions. And life provides you with beautiful Tembi, Queen Bringer of Good Hope, that says, hey, you got this. We're all in this together. So as visionaries, as chosen ones, as INFJs, autistic beings, all of these labels that we give ourselves. In Africa, we don't have these labels. But I think the labels are good because then they explain the behavior, and they explain our qualities. Okay, I just don't label myself, but like all of us beautiful empaths, all of us beautiful beings here on planet Earth, we chose these experiences. No matter how hard this is, we chose these experiences so that we can awaken to the brilliance of our life. We can awaken to the potential of how infinite we are as the very emanation of God consciousness, of the intelligence of the universe, the abundance of the universe. The more you heal, the more you see, yeah, I belong there, I belong there, I don't belong here, I don't belong here. I am here to be of service to these people, these people, these people, and these people, not my business. We chose this. This is a spiritual experience. I'm really angry, Tembi. I don't want to see it. My mother called me a prostitute because I have a boyfriend. Maybe her mother called her a prostitute. I want to really go into that one because I've seen that a lot in these forums, especially in Africa. I don't know why these mothers like to call their daughters prostitutes. Mothers, stop calling your daughters prostitutes. What father has a right to call their daughter a prostitute? This is why I say to young people, honestly, love, these parents, some of them are just dysfunctional. It has nothing to do with you. Leave these people alone. She looked at me like I had 5 heads. I guess I'm something. Having a boyfriend doesn't make you a prostitute. You are allowed to explore. Just don't have babies. You're 16 years old. Just don't have babies. But honestly, you're not a prostitute. I don't understand where these parents come up with this stuff. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. But let's look at it from the Bible story. They called Mary Magdalene a prostitute. So if you were in a narcissistic cult-like church, what is it that you're missing from that church when you decide to leave these churches? What is it you're missing? Being looked down upon? Being called a prostitute? Being given false information about God? I think a lot of these preachers are dysfunctional. Okay, maybe not a lot of them or all of them, but like they're dysfunctional. If your preacher or your pastor in your church is calling you a prostitute, honestly, these people are dumb. Just saying. Yeah, so, okay, before I start preaching, because once I start getting going with these things, I can get real worked up about this stuff. And I just... real worked up about this stuff, so I'm not going to get worked up. Oh, the sun is just perfect now. It's not just blazing in my eyes, child. So yeah, ask yourself the question, what is it that I miss? Keep asking, and then have these sorts of what would I call them? Evidence of the times where you gave love and they showed you otherwise. Because you understand, if you get hoovered back and you go back after no contact, estrangement, low contact, zero contact, if you go back, that behavior hasn't changed. It won't change. And if you call them out on this behavior, they're going to blame you that you're causing trouble. Why are you causing trouble? No, I'm not causing trouble. I am just showing or expressing my feelings, and I am just showing that this behavior is unacceptable. Yeah, but my mother did that. Okay, why you put up with it? Because you were in that stage of consciousness where you had to put up with it. I am in a different phase of consciousness. I don't have to put up with this, and I will not put up with this. It has taken me 20 years to be able to say these things. But I said this to my mom when I decided to go no contact with her and my whole family. But it had taken me a long time to be able to actually utter these words to them over text message, over face, and then cut them off and was done with it. It took me, I don't know, maybe 15 years of being hoovered in and out, even in and out, in and out. No, I lie. It took me like 13 years hoovering in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Eventually I was like, enough is enough. I gotta go. Done. So if you're not there yet and you are still struggling with that, it's not a problem. You have done nothing wrong. You're not stupid. You're not bad. And you're definitely not crazy. Okay? You're definitely not crazy. What I would like for you to do is ask yourself, what is it that I'm missing? What is it that I'm missing? Until you can figure out that, you will continue to get hoovered back. When the shame comes up, when the guilt comes up, when the grief comes up, when the ugliness comes up, just say, oh, I was programmed to believe this about myself. This is not the truth of who I am. God did not create me here on planet Earth to be abused. This is not God consciousness. God created me on planet Earth to come to planet Earth to experience love, self-worth, self-honor, self-encouragement, self-acceptance, self-celebration, self-expression of God consciousness. Okay? Okay, love? Okay, love bugs? Okay? I don't believe in God, I'm atheist. Okay, the universe. The intelligence of the universe did not create you to come here and be beaten, abused by women who take from you, who steal from you as a man, because there's a lot of men in these situations. But this is mother wound. Okay, so you understand, my relationship with my mother set me up to be around with women like this. Or my relationship with my father set me up to be with women like this or guy friends like this. As a woman, my relationship, my daddy wounds set me up to be in relationships where there's trauma and there's abuse and there's hell being happening. My relationship with my parents set me up to have disrespectful siblings, and therefore when I'm out in the streets, I have these crazy women that think they can just disrespect me because I tolerated this garbage from my siblings. Okay. So, when I choose not to engage in this ignorance, I can be free? You can. You're entitled to peace. You're entitled to self-love. It can take you years. But now that there's more people talking about this narcissism on YouTube and these dysfunctional families, and we're no longer ashamed of all of the hell we have lived through in our families, I think more people are going to heal faster. And if you want to go deeper into the healing spirit, like get it on a spiritual level with the cognitive-based therapy, futuregenleaders.com/detox in the description box below. Please go and help yourself. Help yourself. You are entitled to help yourself. Honestly, you're entitled to help yourself. You're entitled to live in joy. You're entitled to just be peaceful. You're entitled to all good. So, in the description box, let's have dialogue. What do you miss that you know will later create pain in your life? What is it that you miss? Well, I miss this, and this, but if I agree to go back, this kind of pain will happen. Put down in the comments. This will be good for you. Okay? So, I have created my videos for the week. I am so proud of myself. Yay! Celebrating myself. You see, I'm all about celebrating yourself. So celebrate yourself for watching these videos. I know, you know what? I don't create 10-minute videos because honestly, people will sit and watch 4 hours worth of YouTube, 4 hours worth of Netflix. And in the end, sometimes you're not actually learning anything from these things. Why is our brain so weak? We have weak minds. You must get strong. Truly, you must get strong. You are a visionary. You are here to do big work here on planet Earth. You cannot have a weak mind and think you're going to heal. Healing from narcissism is something. It takes strength. It takes strength. Okay. Me love you long time. Love you long time. Love you long time. I will see you next week, next videos. Love you long time.